Hello, dear friends and family. I wanted to share my experience with you all and so you could see what I've been up to. This journey started with 26 hours of travel. I had 3 different flights. It was long, it was intense. And when I landed in the airport here in New Delhi, there was this really cool statue, but I was absolutely overwhelmed. Everything was so different than I was used to, and I was just my head was just kind of spinning at this point. I flew from this airport over to Durban, where I got a taxi. I arranged one for myself. I was very proud of that. But it was 90 degrees. This is the little airport I flew into. And then I just had this daredevil ride to where I stayed here. This is the courtyard of the little hostel that I stayed in for a few days, and I got my bearings. I really didn't want to go outside at first. I was convinced I would stay in my hostel room because the streets are just such a bustle of vehicles and cows and dogs and people. And pretty soon, though, I started exploring and found these just charming cafes, just little holes in the wall that have such good food. And then as I got further out and explored more, I found these fantastic, just amazing spots where you can just lounge on pillows and look at this kind of stuff. I mean, this is overlooking the Ganga, and there's all sorts of holy places, temples, just beautiful things to look at. And so I just lounge here. There's like 30 to 50 rafts going by every hour. Don't worry, I will definitely be doing that, so wait for that video. One of the first nights in the ashram, after I checked into the ashram, they took us to this ceremony that they do down on the Ganga. They're doing prayers to the Mother Earth and the Ganga spirit. And then our very first outing that we did on our first day off after a week of training is we went on this 1-hour bus trip. And it was up this daredevil road. It's just this twisting, winding road, and you're on that for an hour. And we got up at, I got up at 3:30, left at 4:30 in the morning, because the idea is to get up there to watch the sunrise. So as we're driving, the sun is just barely coming over the mountains, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. At the top, when we get to the temple, it's just absolutely amazing up there. There's little shops, there's monkeys, there's a little tea shop that had the most wonderful chai. Here I am with some of my classmates waiting in line for chai, because they make everything just kind of, it's amazing to watch them. They have this controlled chaos, but the chai was delicious. The monkeys were amazing. Just so cool to watch. I'm sure you can hear in the background there's dogs, there's construction. I don't mean in the video, I mean in my room here. There's just so much noise all the time, and it's just so easy to block out. This is the view from the temple after the sun has risen. It was so peaceful. We stayed up there for about an hour and a half, and you can see down there, that was Rishikesh down in the mist. Right down there, yeah, you can see the Ganga down there. And then this just amazing view. And when the sun came up, all that smog and mist, it made it look, as it was coming up over the mountains, I didn't record it because I wanted to just experience it, but it was bright scarlet. It was amazing. So yeah, I'm excited for the other trips we're going to take on our days off. I'm I know one's going to be rafting and one is going to be going to caves, so that will be in future videos for sure. This is on our trip back down the mountain. It was very peaceful once I knew what to expect. Some of my classmates, it's very cool having people around all the time. You can always find somebody to sit and talk with, or just to be alone. There's so many cafes where you can just go to read. This one here is so nice. It's right across the street from the ashram where I'm staying. They've got coffee, they got chai, they've got great Indian food, and then they always have like a few non-Indian options. I usually go for the Indian food though because it's just so good. I keep thinking I'll get sick of it, but it hasn't happened yet. So my days are an interesting mixture of intense training and then just relaxation. This was a trip I took on my day off after we went up to the mountains, and I went back and relaxed and had breakfast in that cafe. We went up, a friend of mine, a classmate, we went down to the Ganga. It's about a 15, 20-minute walk down there, in about 90-degree weather. But the sun is different here. It doesn't burn me, and I'm sure it's because it's further away or something than it is in Oregon, but I can be out in it for hours. Okay, and I'll show you how I do my laundry here. First, you have to turn on the water heater, give it a good 5 minutes to heat up, then turn it off. Then you have a tank of hot water to work with. All right, then you come in here. You fill your bucket, hot water. And then you crouch next to the bucket because there's not really chairs, tables, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's very old school. It's good exercise. You have to space out like when you're gonna do laundry, and you can't do it all at once because you just gotta, I've gotta plan out how much effort I can put into my laundry, and still have energy and strength for my yoga practice, my asana practice. But yeah, just soap up the smelly parts and the stains and do your own agitation, and then wring it out really good. And then stack everything, put it aside, and when everything's done, then fill up the bucket with cold water, rinse everything out, and wring it out again. And then you go and you hang it out on the balcony. I have a line strung up, and I also have lines up on the roof I can use that are out in the sun. Wait for it to dry, go get it, shake it out to get all the wrinkles out, and voila, clean laundry. 6 hours later. For my next video, I'll show you all what a day looks like for me, starting with waking up at 5 in the morning, and I'll see you then.